As one of the only locally owned businesses in Albuquerque, Gala Chevrolet understands the importance of giving back to our community. And you'll feel good knowing the money you spend here helps make this a better place to live. Support the dealership that supports Albuquerque, the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Carmody Medical provides solutions for your everyday needs. Hot and cold compression wraps provide therapeutic compression for the shoulder, hip, and knee. The therapy wraps are constructed of an insulated outer fabric and a ventilated cotton pocket to protect the body. Elastic belts allow mobility and deliver a gentle, adjustable compression. The reusable therapy packs can be removed from the pouch and placed into the freezer. Contact Jim for more information.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here, Proview Network. Sebastian Noel, Leroy Lucero, and Michael Carlisle.
Oh no, we're doing that again.
What?
First of all, it took me like 26 months to get in the open.
Right.
And now you're going to intro me last?
Well, because it's like you're the special, like you're the, you know.
The main event.
You're like the main event. You don't like it that way? You'd rather have first billing than last billing?
Oh, I just know.
Don't you remember like those old 70s shows where they'd have like the superstar and then they'd like mention all the other actors and then and special guest or and host or and superstar? You don't like that?
Let me check something here. Yep. It's not the 70s anymore.
I know. It should be though. Things would be good.
It's fine.
Lots of great stuff today. Welcome everybody to the show once again. Couple of things. I guess the story just broke now. It just broke, AP, that the NFL did say that they're going to go ahead and put a stop to the kneeling of the national anthem.
Not exactly what they said.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did.
I mean, it's actually like nothing what they said. But what they said was, as players can stand in the locker room if they so choose, but if they go out on the field,
they will stand.
They have to stand.
That's putting a stop to it.
No, Leroy.
No,
okay, well, if you're in the locker room, go ahead and kneel. Nobody really gives
Putting
a
stop to it would be, you will be on the field, you will stand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, this isn't going to work either.
No.
Why? Tell me why not.
Because the players aren't going to go for this. This is something they did without input from the Players Association.
As per the norm for Roger Goodell.
Sure.
The problem here is you have a commissioner that's so out of touch with his players that no matter what he does is going to really upset these players. All you have to do is turn to the NBA and look at the model there. Adam Silver has good enough relations with his players where, look, they actually have a policy in place that you have to stand, but they give their players so many other avenues for their voices to be heard that you don't ever hear anything about it. And a lot to be said for Adam Silver's leadership style versus Roger Goodell's.
What happened to the other dude that was before Adam Silver? Did he die?
David Stern? No, he retired. He was there for like 80 years.
He was good. Pete Rozelle was good. Oh, wait,
Well, I think
the 70s again.
I think there have been like 3 NFL commissioners since Pete Rozelle.
No, there's only been 2.
No, there's been 3.
Who's the 3?
There was
Tagliabue and this guy.
No, there was somebody else in there too. I forget who. But yeah.
Okay.
I'll Google it during the break if you like.
Please do. Please
Google me? Did you just have a Google me moment? Google me, Leroy. Google me.
No, I think it's a good move. I mean, something has to be done. Obviously, there was a problem. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, and Sebastian and I were talking a little bit off this on the air. What is it what special way to express themselves do they need? I mean, they have access to Twitter, they have access to Facebook, they have access to Snapchat and Instagram.
Okay, but they're not you and I. They also have access to a CBS camera every Sunday.
You have access to a Proview camera here every.
Not the same.
And it's the reach is a little different.
The reach is a little different, but I don't watch football games to watch these guys, get on their knees. I mean, I'll watch a Stormy Daniel video if I want to watch someone get on their knees.
There you go.
That was classic.
Did you have the over-under for the first 5 minutes?
I did. But here's the thing.
And I don't watch Stormy Daniel.
In all honesty, and be honest here, until this controversy came out, outside of the Super Bowl, how many football games did you watch, including the national anthem in the pregame? Not very many.
Not very many. No, I mean, no doubt about it.
Honestly, until the players started kneeling, you very rarely even saw the national anthem
exactly.
on TV before. Except for now, the Super Bowl and stuff like that is different. But you very rarely saw the anthem before an 11 a.m. on Sunday game.
That's true. Very true. No, I don't disagree with you at all. But, I mean, the message has been lost since the very beginning with this whole thing. And now it's just turned into, it went from the president got involved. And now we got, I guess it's going to be Goodell versus the Players Association, part whatever.
Well, I think what it's turned into is
a mess.
Let's not sugarcoat this. This is a race discussion, okay? And what this has turned into is that white America is not comfortable with black athletes doing anything other than running fast, jumping high, and scoring a lot. And that's as simple as that.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry, I disagree wholeheartedly with you.
And I happen to come down on the side of the athlete. Well, I don't have a problem with them voicing their opinions on something.
I personally do. I don't want to hear the things. So
what things are they trying to say that you don't want to hear?
I don't care. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. I don't care what they have to say. I watch a football game
because you don't care what happens in society.
I watch a football game to watch football. I watch a basketball game to watch basketball. I don't watch baseball. I'll watch a soccer match to watch soccer. I don't want to hear what they have to say. That's not what I don't. I don't need to have them jumping around, or I don't need to have them jumping around.
Don't watch the anthem. Get up and get you a drink or something to eat while they're showing the anthem.
Show it on TV. I'm just saying, I don't think it's.
Then hold on. They don't show it on TV. How many NFL games have you been to in the last 5 years, live and in person? 3, 4, 3. All right. So how's this really affecting you?
It's not.
Other than what you hear people, other than what you hear other people say about it.
It's a pain in the butt. That's all it is. I just don't think they're right. I don't want to say they're right. I don't think it's anyone's place to get involved in this, and I'm sorry, I don't believe it's a racial issue per se. I think it's just people trying to make a name for themselves or whatever in whatever situation it is. I just don't see where it's necessary or needed. On the flip side of that, once again, if you have someone that's against abortion, do you want them doing a protest before whatever, or during on the field, or talking about it, using their whatever venue or their thing? If you're not against that, what do you care? What do you let them do that on their time.
I don't have to agree with their message to agree that they have a place. I'm sure there was a time when the civil rights movement wasn't necessary, or those marches people thought.
It was always necessary.
People thought that those weren't necessary. People thought that this is excessive. Why is this happening? We have to face a very uncomfortable truth that the average white sports fan in this country wants their young African-American athletes quiet and performing on the field. And that's not socially right.
But what about their young Hispanic?
Well, you know what I'm talking about, Leroy.
No,
You're being
Wait,
flippant.
no, I'm not being flippant.
Yes,
I'm being
you are.
very
Don't be
honest
flippant,
here.
Leroy.
Let's not make this a black or white thing, because to me, that's a load of crap. There's all kinds of people, and everything's mixed up in this country.
You know what?
now.
You're 100% right. It's a white versus not versus, but every other minority. Absolutely.
Well, what about women now? Let's drag them in there. And why aren't women playing football?
I just don't have a problem with
Because
athletes.
they can't get hit like the men do.
Why
that's
can't
very
athletes have a voice?
They can. They have a voice.
Yes, you just want it quiet on Twitter, on Facebook.
Well, they're not quiet. I mean,
They
their
want it when you
name.
can't hear it because it makes you uncomfortable.
LeBron tweets or does his business, and his voice carries power. I mean, he has strength.
Not
and power,
everybody's LeBron.
and I don't watch his stuff. Well,
Right. But not everybody's LeBron.
You made the greatest point, Michael. Sometimes you have to be a little uncomfortable to accept change, to accept social progress. And if players speaking out makes society a little uncomfortable, then there's progress being made.
I think you.
By
really,
the way,
I think you really need to switch your
no,
thing from conservative to liberal, Sebastian.
No,
I'm
look,
sorry.
Sebastian makes a good point. And
Yes.
a really bad time, and again, the NFL, God bless them, they're almost like UNM in the standpoint of they can't get out of their own way sometimes.
Yeah.
The worst time ever to announce this based on the reason the players were kneeling, when in the next day or
Right.
so, you're going to have video come out in Milwaukee,
Right,
the
I
Milwaukee
heard
Bucks
about that.
basketball player getting tased by cops for double parking in a handicap spot at 2 o'clock in the morning at a Walgreens.
I listened to your show yesterday, which I try to listen to all the time, and you were bringing that up.
Right, so really probably not and I get it, they're having their owners meetings, but really an awful time for this news to come out.
Let's not focus
there a
on
good
why.
time?
Well, let's stop focusing on the fact that they're kneeling and maybe be a little
Why?
more cognizant of asking why.
Exactly.
Why? Okay. Why?
Ask the kid in Milwaukee that was out at 2 in the morning and got
he's not
tased
kneeling.
for no other reason than being out at 2 in the morning and being a young African American male. That's wrong, Leroy.
I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not agreeing with any. I don't know what happened. I haven't seen the video. I don't know the backstory. I don't know the front story.
Because you
just
don't
heard-
care to know. It's everywhere, Leroy. If you don't know,
oh
it's
my
because
gosh.
you've chosen not to read about the story.
And that's
I
their
didn't know
whole
the
point.
story was
I
out.
I believe that's their whole point in kneeling, is they want people to know. They want this discussion
Exactly.
front and center. And what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that. Just do it on your own time.
See that? No, but they want the discussion front and center, and then you can choose to ignore it. Like Michael said, no, I'm going to go get a pop during this time. But kudos to them to being strong enough and being convicted enough to come forward and wanting to push the dialogue forward.
Every company and every corporation has certain rules within their company and corporation, certain things that you can say or you cannot say, things that you can do, and that's a condition of employment. Now, I know you're going to say football, NFL is different than everything else, but it's not, okay? Every job that I've ever had, there's a certain code of conduct, certain things that you can and cannot say, certain things that you cannot talk about. And there's a reason for this, because the companies, the corporations, the businesses, you're working for them, you're using their name, and it is their name. And they're the ones that are held up. So here's a perfect example. We had the Starbucks situation. The young people, those two men that were arrested for no business. I mean, they should not have been arrested. Okay, but now we're going to the point now where they're going to just open up Starbucks to everybody. Starbucks is now screwed because their name is behind what that individual did. Do they have the right? That person was speaking their mind.
Starbucks is screwed because they have to open it up to everybody?
Well,
they're screwed for that?
For non-paying customers. Non-paying customers now.
And guess
They
what?
were non-paying customers. They were waiting on someone.
No, not them. I'm talking about their new policy is they're going to open it up to everybody. Now,
And by the way, hold on.
my thing is, so that lady, okay, was an employee, made a stupid decision by having those young men calling the cops in on those young men. And now that company has to pay the price for her stupid decision. Do they have the right to fire her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but she was just speaking her mind. Do you see what I'm saying? When you work for a company, you have to follow their policies, whatever they
You're right,
are.
Leroy. And as we tape this, until an hour ago, there was no policy about kneeling during the anthem.
Right,
For
I
the
agree.
last 2 years,
I agree. I agree
every
with that.
time you and people against it railed, oh my God, I can't believe there was no policy saying they couldn't.
Yeah, there was a policy that they couldn't, they can't. We don't know. Now there's a policy.
No, we do know that there wasn't a policy.
There wasn't an official policy. I agree. I'm not
There
knocking.
wasn't a policy.
And I think what you said is right. You and NFL, much like you and them, can't get out of their own way. But honestly, if they come up with this policy, that's it. That's the end of the line. Boom, story's over.
And maybe I'll offer this up as a closing, okay?
Yes.
The NBA has had a policy against not standing for the anthems
Sure.
since 1998, and they treat their players so much better that you haven't heard a word about it this entire time.
I don't know which big professional team doesn't treat their players well with a couple of Benjamins behind it. A few million Benjamins behind it. Some of them even 100 million Benjamins behind it.
Well, you know, some owners refer to their players as the inmates running the asylum. Bob McNair, Houston Texans.
Yeah, I mean, he's making it rain with $100 bills. I mean,
do they do that in the prisons?
If anybody, I look at it this way: they're not slaves. They're not working on a plantation. This is any player, black, white, Hispanic, or any other race that's out there, and they're more than welcome to retire and leave anytime they want if they don't like it.
Again, I know it goes back to that argument, but the NFL is not your average Starbucks job.
Yeah,
it's just not.
It's a job. It's a business. They pay taxes. Everything's the same.
It's really not.
It's not. Okay. So what else did you want to talk about today? Alden's saying let's go to break. I guess it's time. So why don't you go ahead and tease what's going to happen when we come back?
Sure. I had a chance to sit down and talk with Jordan Byrd, a local athlete here in New Mexico. This will be part one of a two-part sit-down I had with him. And you talk about a kid that really has his head on his shoulders. He's humble. He knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses, he reflects upon having both of his parents in his life and how important that was in his academic and athletic development. And if you come out of this interview not rooting for him when he's at San Diego State, then there's really something wrong with you, because this kid, he's got it together.
Now, you mentioned that he almost went to Notre Dame.
Yes, that is in the interview. We'll touch on that in the interview. Yeah, he was very close to going to Notre Dame, so we'll find out how he picked San Diego State.
So that's two New Mexico players that Rocky Long plucked from Notre Dame. Dontrell Moore, Jordan Byrd.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after this.
That's driven, that's deep, that's gone. That's a two-run bomb turned in by Gabby Gomez. Second. Gotta give them a lot of that's drifting in the air to right field. That's drifting, and gone. That one drifting, the wind caught that baby and just kept it going. Big finger comes up. Well, this one is hammered out to left field. Yeah. That's gone! It's a home run. A two-run shot for Austin Schlegel. And La Cueva out in front 3-1. First homer in Isotope Park. This is Austin's great performances. That's pulled well in to right, and it's gone! First inning homer for Martinez. Oh my God, that was wild. Who would have thought of that, huh? The Falcon. That's their very look at this. Schlegel gonna hand it off to Pineda. Off the bag. No, the tag is there. Out! One. Driven deep to center, back, going back, gone. Gomez on the three-run bomb to straightaway center field. And you said it, explosive. Corner remain up. That's driven up the middle for another base hit. They're going to wave him around from second. Here comes the throw. Got him!
It's hit heavily out to left field, getting underneath it. Ramos makes the play, the grab, and it's over. The 2018 state champs. It's the La Cueva Bears, their 10th in school history. And what a play to seal it up. We'll talk with your dad now. The big hug. That's priceless right there.
It is Byrd who got a good jump off there, but right next to Byrd though is Volcano's Alejandro. This could be Byrd. I think it is.
It's a clean start. Jordan Byrd there already in front with a white headband. It's not even close, ladies and gentlemen. This kid is something special. And Byrd with a 10-5-8. He just missed it. Jordan Byrd already blowing everyone out of the water.
Nothing completes a trip downtown like a visit to Lindy's Cafe. You won't find a more relaxing restaurant to unwind at. Located on 5th and Central, proud supporters of Proview Networks, Lindy's strives to be a friendly and welcoming place.
Lindy's, a great place to be seen.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
As one of the only locally owned dealerships in Albuquerque, Gala Chevrolet understands the importance of giving back to our community. After all, we're not a franchise dealership or some corporate-owned conglomerate. We're a local business working hard to make this a better place to live. That's why you'll feel good knowing the money you spend here stays here and supports a long list of community organizations like the Police Department, Sheriff's Department, and many, many more. Support the dealership that supports Albuquerque, the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
All right, it's time for our first local focus segment, and I wanted to go big. I wanted someone that either had a reputation or a title, something really cool and catchy, like, oh, I don't know, New Mexico's fastest man. So that's who I got. We got Jordan Byrd. Jordan, thanks for coming. Oh, yeah. Don't scratch me with that championship ring. That's huge, man. That is huge. They're giving those out in high school now?
Yeah.
Dang, there's diamonds right there. State champ, of course, at Manzano, and a runner as well, and we'll get to some of that. We'll get to that later. But tell me about, what was it like growing up? Mom and dad. Tell me about mom and dad.
They just kept me humble. They always were there for me. Anything I did, they were always there. Even if it was something little, they always been there for me. My dad, he's always pushed me to the above, so that's what I really thank him for. And then my mom, she was always there for me and always pushed me in school. My dad was always on the sports side, so he really helped me with that. And I'm just glad I had them both in my life. You know, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to have two parents in their life, so I'm glad I had that, and I just thank them all. And my childhood was pretty good. It's always been with sports. I've been running track since I was 5 or 4 years old, and I actually played basketball when I was 4, so it was really cool to have that. And I didn't start playing football until I was 7, so it's been a really busy life with sports. So.
So you mentioned having the two parents. What's the difference there? Did you grow up around some friends maybe that didn't have that luxury? Talk about how that helped your development.
Yeah, a lot of my friends would tell me, well, you're lucky to have your dad and your mom in your life. You know, one of my friends I used to play football with, he lost his dad in, I think, an accident, and my dad would always try to like comfort him, make sure like, oh, you can call me dad if you want. I'm always here for that. And my friends really enjoyed my dad and my mom, so that's one thing I'm glad I had.
So you said mom was kind of the school person, dad was the athletic.
Yeah.
So when little Jordan Byrd got in trouble, which one did you run to when you got in trouble? Who's going to give you an easier time?
Probably my mom, because my dad, he's a scary dude when I was a little.
So your dad played the bad cop?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And did that kind of work in athletics the same way? Your mom played good cop, your dad played bad cop?
Yeah, well, when I used to play football, my dad used to always have film for me after the football games. We used to sit there and watch film and watch over my mistakes. And we never watched good stuff, or we never talked about good stuff. We always went over the mistakes I can always improve in practice in that other game. So we always went through that. And then my mom used to always say, why are you so harsh on him? But my dad wasn't really the type of man to like push me to where I can't be pushed anymore. He always loved me, so he knew when I could stop and keep going. So.
And what was kind of their athletic background?
My dad actually played in Georgia, Carrollton, Georgia. He actually was getting recruited from Auburn, LSU, any D1 school you can name. So, and then he actually messed up on his ACT and SAT scores and ended up playing here at Eastern, New Mexico. And that's where he found my mom. And my mom, she used to run track, and she was a really good track athlete. And she didn't run in college. She was in a band and played I think, clarinet or something like that. But that's when they found each other.
So did you get a lot of that? Hey, don't repeat some of our mistakes. Make sure you're taking care of business in the classroom. Did you get that from your dad?
Yes, I did from my dad, because I used to always tell my dad I want to be just like you. But he always taught me to be better than him. So that's one thing I kept in my mind when I was little. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
So what were some of your earliest obstacles, whether it be in athletics or in life, that your parents helped you with?
Just helped me become a great young man and a humble man. They always told me the reason why you got your genes and your genetics is from the man above. So that's one thing my dad and my mom taught me, and my grandma as well. My grandma's always been there for me too. She's never missed a track meet or a football game. So.
So when we're talking about early Jordan Byrd's lifetime, how much sports was involved? So, I mean, did you have any normal kind of, the video games, the running around, any of that? Or was when did sports really start?
I did that, and I had friends over. We always played games, and my dad used to always teach me when I used to play football, just have fun. Don't take it too serious, because if you take it too serious, you might one day not like the game. And so I took that as an advice, and when I was little, I used to just play and have fun, and after games, I used to always play with my friends and go to their house, and they came to my house, had movie nights and stuff like that. And sports started getting serious when I was, I think, 12 years old. We traveled to, I think, Sacramento, California for a track meet for the Nationals, Junior Olympics, and that's when I thought it started getting serious. I took third in the 400, and then I think I took third in the 100. But my dad told me, he said, if you want to get first, you can always improve, and that's when I started taking sports serious.
So when did it turn into, okay, I'm beating every kid on the block in a race, I'm beating every kid at horse, and I'm just more athletically gifted? When did that kind of start to take place?
I honestly still don't see that. A lot of people ask me, like, just why are you so good and stuff. I'm like, I just get it from my genes and God. So I still know today I can still be beaten by anybody. Even when I was little, I knew I could always get beat. But one person that really pushed me and wanted me to like excel was one of my friends. He actually lives in Florida now. His name is London Kraft. He used to play for Rio Rancho. And he was always older than me, and they used to have age groups for track. They're called, I think, midgets and bantam. I was a bantam, and he was a midget. And I think he was 10 and I was 8, and that was the first time I've ever raced against him. And me and him we both tied the race, and then like I think the next week after that he beat me, and I was crying, and my dad told me, he said, that's just how life is. You get beat, you gotta fight from it and work harder.
Now, which sports did you kind of were drawn to as a child? Did you have a favorite when you were a child? And did your parents try to steer you towards one, or kind of let you figure stuff out?
I used to like basketball. That was my favorite sport. And I played that since when I was 5. And then when I finished playing basketball when I was in middle school in my 8th grade year, I broke my ankle. And my dad told me I couldn't play basketball anymore because that's more of a dangerous sport than football, my dad said. So.
Yeah. All right, so we kind of fast forward a little bit. So I'm sure there's going to be some athletes watching on Proview that are like wondering, okay, how do I get this good? Take us through your daily routines when you're in season.
Just working hard, doing what I can do, just going to trainings or finding trainings that I can like really help my speed and then getting me stronger and just lifting more. And football and track is a lot different with lifting and stuff. So for football, I just lift with my football team, and for track, I do that on my own because we don't really lift or anything for track. So just it's a lot different. A lot of people ask me, what do I do? And I give them good advice, but I just take what my coach gives me and I just do it.
I think I remember a game where I was doing sideline reporting for a game of the week, and you kind of walked up next to me on the sideline, and we have our intercom system, and I told the fellas, I'm like, man, you guys wouldn't believe this guy's legs. And after, of course, they stopped making fun of me for noticing that. Yeah. Then they're like, "Oh, you're right," and they got a shot. So how much work goes in there? Because obviously you're a power runner.
Oh yeah. A lot of people don't believe me, like what I'm about to say. I actually squat 530 and I bench 300. So a lot of people don't see that side of me. The only people that see that is my team and my coaches. And when they see me on the field, they're like, "Oh, he's a little kid," but I'm actually really strong.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, when you stood next to me, I wasn't impressed with your height or anything like that, but then the legs, yeah. So, and then your game day routine. I remember I traveled down to Cruces to you guys' game there. And, you know, a lot of guys of your caliber, they have a certain game day routine, and I don't want to say it's borderline swag or arrogant, but you can tell that they're the best player on the field. And pregame against Las Cruces, I noticed you were, and Coach Mendoza was with me, you were kind of just, you know, doing your thing and seemed so calm. You had a calm and ease about your thing. Well, talk about your just game day demeanor and routine there.
One thing I do is try not to get nervous and stressed about the game, so I just relax and just have fun and feel like it's another game to me. So even if we're playing the #1 team in the state, I'm gonna take it as another game and play against the people I'm gonna play against, and just have fun with my team and make sure they're comfortable and not nervous. So I just dance and just have fun with them.
So does Jordan Byrd have an athletic weakness, and what is it?
I do. 400s and ice baths. That's one thing I hate. So that's one thing I could say.
So what would Coach if I asked Coach Adcox that same question and I said, hey, what does Jordan have a weakness out there? What would he say?
Probably my eye vision. I'm not really good. I can't really see. So, and then he kept telling me to wear contacts, and I just can't. I can't get them in my eyes. So that's one weakness I have in football is. When they're doing signals and stuff, I'm always squinting and looking and asking people.
Well, when there's no one ahead of you, right? You've run past everyone. You don't have to see anything at that point, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. I have good eye vision, but looking at stuff, I can't see. I'm blind.
I think what a lot of people bring up about you is your drive and your focus. How much more focused are you than other guys?
It's just my dad's always been pushing me to always stay focused about one goal, and then I set that goal, and then I just stay with it. So. That's one thing I really like that my dad taught me.
So do you see that when you've been competing against others? Do you see yourself outworking others? Because that seems to be the book on Jordan Byrd is he works harder than everyone else.
Yeah, people say that, but the people on I practice with really push me. Like one of my teammates, Andrew Erickson, and the other one, Isaac Cole, they really pushed me to excel even further. Even we could be jogging and we're always pushing each other. So it's really cool to have people there for me that can push me and make me better too, as well as I'm making them better.
So now that you've done the high school thing and you were a dominant athlete, obviously, in high school, how much did you get to enjoy high school life outside of athletics? How much non-athletics was there?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed high school without sports too. Even though if I didn't play sports, I knew that my life I could always enjoy high school and be ready for college too. So it was really good.
What are your interests away from athletics?
I actually like to paint, and I design shoes. So a lot of people.
Do you think the studio could use some work? Do you think are you free before you leave?
Maybe I can help with that. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that side of me. I like to paint, and I really like dogs. So if I have any chance to see a dog, I'm always pulling up next to a dog or head.
Design shoes as well?
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I design shoes. I've just always had an interest in shoes. Even though I'll spend thousands of dollars on shoes, I try to make shoes and stuff, and I actually paint shoes and sell shoes. So I basically have a business that.
So how can people, if they want to hit you up for shoes?
Just hit me up on Instagram. And
there you go.
Yeah.
Do I get commission for that at all?
I don't know, maybe, but yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and I'll design shoes or paint shoes for you.
Oh, I might, maybe I'll do that.
Maybe.
Next week we're kind of going to get into Jordan's athletic senior year, his recruiting, his decision to go to San Diego State. More with Jordan Byrd next week on Local Focus.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Hey, New Mexico, come check out the newly remodeled guest rooms at the new Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center, featuring 309 rooms, 30,000 square feet of meeting space. New Mexico's only indoor water park featuring the Wave Runner. 2,200 square foot fitness center with hydro massage chairs. Also enjoy breakfast at our new Manzanita Grill and watch your favorite team play at Altitude Sports Bar and Grill. It's all at Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center.
At AC Prime, we cover cooling conversions to your plumbing needs. Locally owned and operated with hands-on owners. Call us today, 505-235-4904. AC Prime, our prime concern is you. Full House Real Estate. At Full House Real Estate, we handle everything from home sales to property management. With us, our team is your team. Give us a call today, 505-244-1918.
Terry Cosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with Proview Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics. Terry's been a local farmer's agent for over 20 years for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Just like high school sports are important, so are teen drivers. For more information, call Terry or one of his licensed staff members at 898-5556. Quotes are available for you.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Back to Red Menace TV here. Great job. Jordan, what a great kid, young man. I hate to call him kids because he's a young man and he's going to do big things. And Local Focus, a good start to that segment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week when we kind of He'll play it forward. You know, I tried to stay off the field and just talk more about Jordan and his background, and then we kind of take it to his dominant senior year next week. We talk about the whole recruiting thing with Notre Dame and San Diego State, and we kind of play it forward next week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, definitely. I mean, following local recruiting for so many years here, there's not a lot of guys that go out outside the state, you know, and I'm talking big or D1 schools. Right. There's a few that go to like JC level or maybe Air Force or that sort of thing, sure. but not a lot that go to. And San Diego State has turned into a quality program on the West Coast. At least, you know, I think they're one of the better ones in the Mountain West Conference. They may not have the same name, and Mike, you would probably agree with this. They don't have the same pedigree as, say, Boise State yet, but I think they're right there with them as far as quality, coaching, and talent.
Well, certainly, and they've dominated the West Division and the Mountain West for a number of years now, and you know, Rocky Long is a very respected name in the coaching industry for sure.
And Jordan goes to a place where or he will be going to a place where they've been putting a few running backs into the NFL these days.
Kidding. And he has the speed to make a difference. He won the 100 meters all 4 years in high school. We'll talk about that a little bit next week as well. So when he runs the 100 meters, it originally goes down as a 10.3. He breaks Bobby Newcomb's state record. Well, then all of a sudden it gets changed to a 10.4. By the time he gets to the officials, it's a 10.5. So he comments about that. And even when you see his reaction to that, I mean, that would be devastating for a lot of people. But the grace and elegance, the way he handled that and talked about it, you'll see that next week.
Well, once again, his humility definitely comes through. Just being a humble man and obviously, you know, with his parents and what they've done and just seems like a quality young man that's going to do some big things here in the future. It's going to be sad watching him destroy the Lobos.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I don't go to a lot of Lobo football games, but I might be on the sideline for that game, and you can guess which sideline, right?
Wait a second.
It'll be San Diego State.
What do you
mean
you don't go to a lot of Lobo football games? That makes you different than who in this state?
That's true.
Wow.
What, you don't like that comment?
No, I just wow. That's
you go to a lot of Lobo football games.
I go to every Lobo football game.
I know you do.
Like literally every Lobo football game. Yeah.
And almost all the Lobo basketball games. Yeah. Men's, not women's. You don't go to women's?
I go to women's. I don't work women's.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you go just to check it out? I mean, it's okay if you don't. I don't.
Yeah, I got my suite, you know.
You got a suite?
I don't pay
you don't
for
have to pay
it.
for it.
Of course not. They're free. I heard that.
Yeah, they're free.
I forgot about that. You don't have to pay for those things. I mean, so anyway, sorry. Anyway, great job, Sebastian. I did want to transition a little bit. A little bit of news came out about the UNM money situation.
Main event time.
UNM money situation. Of course, we already know about the not picking up the cash on as far as the suites. That's old news. Then I guess they weren't picking up all the money owed to them by Learfield. Is that what I read correctly?
Right, yeah.
Most everything in there was stuff that we already knew, including the Learfield stuff.
But the one that got me was that they're not collecting a lot of this money for the simple reason that no one's writing receipts. It's such a horse and
have a
buggy
receipt
show.
book.
And what stood out to me is the $600,000 they didn't budget for expenses for a bull riding event, which I assume is the PBR, which is every year. Isn't having the PBR at the pit the goal of that to make money, not spend $600,000?
Yeah.
Well, which tells you that means that's got to cover security, labor, everything. So that's an expensive event to put on, apparently.
I'd be curious what they actually get from the PBR for that.
Now, also in that same vein, and I don't know if this was in the article, I didn't read all of it, but one of the reasons that they dropped the Gathering of Nations, they said, is because they weren't making any money at it.
Right. They were losing money on it.
So is it possible that they were making money at it, but nobody wrote a receipt, and there was actually no charges? Or I think you don't know anymore.
Well, I think the question is, are they making money off the PBR?
Yeah, well, so I'm just saying, if there's, obviously they don't even have like accountants or anything with like apps or anything to
Don't need them. Gentlemen's agreement. This is the wild, wild west.
Is it possible that they could have actually made money with the Gathering of Nations and they could put that back in the pit if they'd even go back?
I mean, I guess anything's possible.
Look, when they redid the pit, which I thought was ridiculous at the time anyway, because They ended up, the things that they tried to sell everyone on refurbishing the pit was they were going to get concerts in there, they were going to get different venues in there. I mean, different
events. Yeah.
I know you and I love WWE. We have to go to Rio Rancho to watch WWE because they can't figure out how to put up. And I know the ceiling, blah 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 blah. We've heard it for years, but you're telling me they can't figure out structures, to put up lights and stuff. I've seen concerts in the pit.
Okay, a few. You haven't seen many.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
If you're a concert promoter or you're WWE or you're UFC, do you want to spend the extra money to figure out some way to haphazardly rig up lighting for the event, or do you just want to go somewhere else?
So, like, it's a university, and so, like, there should be bright young minds there, and there should be people there that should already be able to figure that out, and UNM should. If you're going to invest $60 million to redo the pit and you're not going to get money for the stupid skyboxes anyway, shouldn't you at least figure it out something so that way they could come in and have their
But there is a way. They know how to fix it.
Oh.
You tear everything from ground level on up, down, and rebuild.
How many more $1 million is that? How many more $1 million is that going to cost?
It's not cost effective.
But Leroy, we've talked about this. The allure of the pit is its nostalgia and history. That's it.
Well, they
it's
destroyed
not
that.
fan friendly. It's not. You go to the Star Center, you're going to have a better seat. You're going to have a more engaged time.
Nobody likes to go to the Star Center, dude.
I agree.
I live in Rio Rancho, and I don't like to go to the Star Center.
They like it once they get there. You're right, though. Nobody
likes to go there. I live there. I live like 20 minutes away, and it feels like driving down Hunter. It feels like it's like a 4-hour trip. Yeah. No, seriously.
But I love the history and the allure of the pit, but it stops there. The love affair stops there.
But
I don't love
gone.
hiking stairs. I don't love anything else about the pit. Right? It's the history of the building. Other than that, there's a reason concerts aren't there. There's a reason other things aren't there.
I agree.
It's not it's not a fan-friendly venue.
No, I mean, I think the last concert I saw there was a Red Hot Chili Peppers. A great show, by the way.
My God, how long ago was that?
That was a long time ago. It was. I was still married. I'm going to say almost 10 years ago. Californication was the album.
It has to be longer than that because I've been here 15 years and I don't recall the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It was the Foo Fighters and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
George Strait, and to the best of my knowledge, that's the last concert of significance.
Right. And now they're saying they're not making money off the PBR.
We don't know that.
Right.
The article just says this is how much it costs. But enough of everything. All of this. Time out. Read verbatim, please, the last sentence in this article, Michael. The main event.
Right. Had inadequate documentation for 7 cash advances worth $8,330 for football player massages.
So there's a massage place across the street, and I picked up a little brochure on the way. And a 1.5-hour body will cost you $80. And you said $8,000?
83. All right. So $80 times what? 85, 90 players. You saying
there's
100
now. There's 100 because they can keep up to 100.
Right, but I'm saying walk-ons. You're on your own.
Oh, walk-ons on your own.
We're not paying for your massage, but
that's like
85
$75, isn't it?
75, whatever it is.
Well, coaches, do they get it?
If they need it, I guess. They're a little older. But 7 cash advances, you would assume, would mean 7 different times, right?
Right.
So,
well, the good thing is this place, Michael, is open till midnight because I know when I need a massage, it's usually around the midnight hour. I'll give that. There you go. Just for later.
He's married. You don't need that.
Oh, but see, here's the flaw. This is only for feet. What if you got knee problems, leg problems?
There's a body option here.
Is there a body option?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Private room. $80.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be out in the open.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, we'll save that, fellas, in the booth if you need it.
I got no problem with football players getting massages. I really don't.
No, in all honesty, I don't either. The cost probably isn't even that bad.
It sounds exorbitant.
Is it that hard to sign a piece of paper when you get a cash advance? Is it that hard to bring back a receipt? And we don't know what the inadequate documentation entails.
Well, remember back
outside of those 2 things, what could it possibly entail?
Is it that hard to take care of where it doesn't become comedic fodder on this show and on your radio show? And it's just another example of you just dropping the ball.
Old TV shows that are movies like old westerns, they say make your X right here, make your mark. You couldn't do that.
Right. Look, if you're spending $8,300 on a massage, are you at least leaving happy?
At least at the end.
Well, yeah, you're not going to leave in the middle. Well, maybe you do. I
don't know. Have you seen some of the football games this previous season? There's a few that they left. It seems like they checked out in the middle.
But I think the funniest, getting away from the massages for a second, the thing that I guess it didn't surprise me, but it was still, it caused the chuckle, is that just a simple procedure of writing a receipt. So basically, here's UNM trying to collect on their suites. They call up.
No, they didn't try.
Well, they did. This article says they tried.
No.
Basically, they're getting on their phone. Hey, we need that money for the receipt for the suite. And basically, the suite holder is saying, "What suite? There's no receipt. You have proof of that?" No, you're right. We didn't write your receipt.
$184,027 in money that the university is deemed uncollectible because there was not a formal sales agreement.
Wow. So I was just.
That is back to the days of the Wild West and handshake agreements.
Well, I was
probably because, there was no formal sales agreement. Because, like, well, look, this one's empty. We like you. Maybe you'll give us money down the line. Why don't you just use this one for now?
So I was thinking the men's hat shop's down the street. I got it. And we could get this guy a fedora, and he could go Luca Brasi. Ed Nunez, send Luca with him. Send Sebastian over there to
collect some
break
money.
a kneecap. Look, if someone owes me $5, I know.
No, exactly, and that's what I said on the radio show. If you owe me $10, I know, and I'm not going to forget.
Did you write a receipt?
Well, no, but I know to collect. But, fair point. I didn't write a receipt.
I think going forward, you're going to start writing receipts.
But I mean, even things like receiving $256,000 less than you're supposed to from your media rights partner because the contract changed and you didn't bother to see how much money they were sending you.
Basically, it's like Comcast, right? Every time they raise your rates or DirecTV, they send you a letter. You and them just didn't bother reading it.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't get a paycheck stub?
But at the same, apparently they just didn't look at it because you bring that up. But if you get your cable bill 1 month or your DirecTV bill 1 month and it's more, you're going to notice.
Heck yeah.
And you're going to call up and say, why?
No, I agree. Hey, speaking of that, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Red Menace TV.
I need a massage.
That is hilarious.
The Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
When I train for American Ninja Warrior, I schedule regular workouts to stay in shape. To keep my car in Ninja Tough shape, I head to a Napa Auto Care Center for regular maintenance and genuine Napa Auto parts. Like brakes and batteries. I trust my Napa Auto Care Center for quality parts and quality service. And with the 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty, I drive away with peace of mind every time. Visit AutoCareNM.com to find a location near you.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The luxurious La Bella Spa Salon offers the best personal care for your improved quality of life.
At El Bosco Bistro and Wine Bar, you will enjoy elegant, private dining with an old-world cuisine containing sustainable ingredients from the farm to your table.
La Bella Spa Salon has the latest in CBD therapy. Feel better with a botanical hemp massage or choose natural CBD products to treat pain, PTSD, and anxiety.
Enjoy the world-class experience that will leave you renewed, refreshed, and looking your best. La Bella Vita. You deserve it.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with Proview Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of Proview Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
And you're here, then
We're
it's
all
our
here.
show. Don't you remember Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Yeah. You remember that,
Yeah.
Mr. Spicoli? If I'm here and you're here, isn't it our class, Mr. Hond? One of my favorite shows as a kid.
Rock on.
Rock on. No, they didn't say rock on.
I know. I said that.
You said that from when you were a kid. Oh, the show's on. We should probably talk something about sports.
You think?
Yeah. Hey, I saw you saw your post that the Gladiators did qualify for the playoffs.
They're clinched, yeah.
They're clinched.
So they lost, actually, on the road against the Texas Revolution. So the Revolution started the season winless. Then they bring back their old coach that won the championship last year. Then another team in Texas folds, so I think they were able to kind of pick at that roster. They bring in a new quarterback. They bring in a bunch of players. Since then, the Revolution has beaten Amarillo and us, which is the top two teams in the league. Yeah, the Gladiators. I'm a Gladiator guy. I am a Gladiator supporter. Coach Bramante might be watching. I'm a Gladiators guy.
Okay.
But anyway, so we're still number one, but we're tied for first now with Amarillo. And the worst thing that can happen is the Revolution make the playoffs because they're playing really well.
Now that's what I call a revolution.
Yeah.
See?
But they're finally back. They've been on the road for over a month. Memorial Day weekend, they're finally back. They're facing the Amarillo Venom.
Everyone hates Amarillo too.
Oh.
Every minor league sport or every, whether it's, I'm trying to think, there was the Gorillas, there was whether it was the soccer. No, I don't think the Soul ever has a team in Amarillo. Whether it was the Gladiators, the Stars, the Scorpions. Whenever Amarillo, there's always some sort of bad blood there. There's always fights. Well, there's not at the Gladiators, but there's always bad blood.
Oh, there's plenty of.
And I know that the Gladiators did some stuff with some buses. Was it last year or was it the year before where they packed a bus or two and went out there?
Yeah.
They took some fans.
Well, and the crazy thing is, the fans, when they got there, the Amarillo people there, they started separating fans and like telling them they were too loud. I wasn't there, but that's what kind of was told to me, that it was just not a pleasant experience to go to Amarillo for a game.
You're too loud?
Yeah, they would separate.
That sounds like a Lobo. That sounds like a Lobo basketball game at one time. Oh, I've been told that. Oh, I have. It's true. It's true.
Well, see, you're annoying, so I can see that totally happening.
That's true too. That's true too.
So are we going to get you out to a Gladiators game, Leroy? Or?
I used to go quite a bit, but now I'm in school, so my time's a little bit.
They play on the weekends, dude.
I know, but there's this stuff called homework and studying that you have to do on the weekends. When you're an advanced stage student.
When you get to that age, you retain less in class. Like when you and I went to school, you could retain a lot while the professor was originally saying it, and then just pass the exam.
Wait, you went to school?
Yeah, but at that age, you got to reread it. You got to.
Where did you go to school?
The University of New Mexico.
Did you get massages too?
I did not. I didn't know about it. I didn't know.
about it. Had you known, would you have used some of your student financial aid to go participate?
I don't know if the lottery scholarship. I don't know. Do they accept Lobo cash? I don't. Well, I'm gonna have to call them if they take Lobo cash.
Well, I heard all you need is a P card.
There you go. There you go.
It is definitely possible.
I think that's extra.
You think the extra?
What?
I don't know where you're going with that, but it just sounds bad.
You gotta have the chip. You can't just swipe.
Oh, you gotta have the chip. There's no swiping. I don't know. I don't know. It threw me off. It threw me off. What else is going on? DWO's coming here a couple weeks now, isn't it?
It's June 20th. I do believe.
So we still got a month for DWO. But that's going to be pretty good. We'll probably have to try to get some of those out there. We got to get you to one DWO event, Sebastian.
I'll go.
Not only that, maybe we should put you in training because I think you'd be pretty good at DWO. What do you think?
I'm more of the talker. I'm more of the Bobby the Brain type.
Leroy's all about getting people to wrestle, but he has no interest in doing it.
I know. I mean, so backstory. You didn't know when we first got Mike on the show. He said he would take a chair shot, just not to the head.
Right.
He just wanted a pro to give him a chair shot to the back.
Okay.
No. I did not want somebody just to hit me with the chair, but I did say, for the sake of the show, I'd be willing to take one. That's all.
Oh. But so far,
is that still on the table?
Nah.
Well, yeah, I think that's changed now. He's gotten older.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's a superstar on 610 Sports Animal and 101.7?
No.
107.9?
I think that's the wrong one.
I don't know. What's the number?
95.9?
95.9. Thank you.
Dude, how long have you been the host of Lobo Layer TV here? What is it?
I can't remember the number because I always listen to AM. Hey, we're out of showtime, thank God. For Sebastian Noel. Stop. Shh, read back. For Michael Carlisle.
Oh, no, it's too late now.
And Sebastian Noel. I'm Leroy Lucero. We'll see you next week. God bless.